What if I told you that one side of my face was done using only products from the Dollar Tree and the other side was done using only products from the drugstore? Today, Dollar Tree is taking on the drugstore in the ultimate budget beauty battle. Let me give you a little context in case you didn't watch my first Dollar Tree video. Dollar Tree isn't just a store full of random cheap makeup. It can actually be an amazing place to hunt for beauty bargains because many of the products that you'll find there actually come from established brands, overstock inventory, discontinued lines, packaging changes, or formulas that simply just didn't sell well through traditional retail channels. In other words, just because something ends up at Dollar Tree does not automatically mean that it's bad. And that's what makes this challenge so interesting. Today we're gonna find out whether these Dollar Tree products can actually compete with some of the most popular drugstore formulas. Are there some hidden gems sitting on those shelves, or is spending a little more money still worth it? Let's start with primer. So I found a primer at the Dollar Tree by a brand called Be Pure. Be Pure is actually a private label brand that's made specifically for the Dollar Tree. I went deep down the ingredient rabbit hole here to make sure that these ingredients were okay. This is a very classic silicone-based primer formula. We'll make this side Dollar Tree, this side drugstore. So the main ingredient in this guy is actually dimethicone. And dimethicone is what gives that smooth, like filtered primer finish. This also has glycerin in the formula, and glycerin helps it feel a lot less dry. And then there's also niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, but the niacinamide and hyaluronic acid are really low on the ingredient list, so that's more of like a bonus. So Be Pure is actually a brand that was made specifically for the Dollar Tree. So many of the brands are Be Pure. Look, Be Pure, Be Pure, Be Pure. It's like a white label brand that makes for the Dollar Tree, like at a really good price. Now, I wanted to compare it to this one, which is the Maybelline Poreless Jelly Primer. This is actually my favorite primer at the drugstore, and that says a lot because I don't really even like primers. I never use them, to be honest. I think they're kind of useless. As long as you have a great skincare base, that already is a primer. The reason I like this is because it's very hydrating and cooling and soothing and beautiful. It's not dry at all like a traditional primer. I do find sometimes silicone primers, they almost ball on the skin, like they feel really, really dry. So this one is different, very different than this one, because the main ingredient in this is sodium acrylates cross polymer 2, and that's a polymer. So this is polymer based, this is silicone based. So the sodium acrylates cross polymer 2 is what actually provides the blurring, but without relying on the silicone. And there's humectants that attract moisture, which really helps hydrate the skin. There is niacinamide in this as well as in this, but there's much higher concentrations of niacinamide in this one. So it's higher up on the ingredient deck than the Dollar Tree one. On the skin, I actually expected these to be nearly identical, but they're really not. They both kind of promise that smoother looking skin, but they're taking pretty different routes to get there. This side, to me, when I touch it, feels more hydrated than this side, but this side still feels blurred out. I think this is actually a really solid primer. Mind you, this is 15 mils, this is 30 mils, this is half the size, but it's much less than half the price. So if you don't have like issues with excessive dryness and you do want like a silicone-based blurring primer, I would give this a try. I gotta say, I think it's pretty cool that we found something from the Dollar Tree that's actually pretty good, like something that I would actually grab and use. All right, let's move into foundation. So I am comparing Cosmic Colors, which is Dollar Tree, to the Milani Conceal and Perfect. Now, let's be real. This is not gonna be a hard battle, is it? This, again, I looked at the ingredient deck. I did a deep dive into the ingredients, and this is also designed to wear longer and sit a lot more velvety on the skin. It has a very like classic long wear foundation style formula. Now the Milani one is also designed to be full coverage with a matte to satin finish. That's why I wanted to compare these two. They're actually quite similar. The problem with the Dollar Tree is that the foundation shades are horrible. Like, the horrible doesn't even begin to cut it. It's like they literally did not try. There is like the shade yellow for those of us who are completely yellow, aka no one. And then there is the shade peach. Luckily, I actually pull a little peachy, so I can get away with it, but the undertones in these foundations are atrocious. The formula itself is actually not bad at all. I dotted it on, did you see that? And then I took a damp beauty sponge and I'm pushing it into the skin. So I'm basically creating such a sheer level of coverage that you can't even really tell that it's not my skin color fully. Now let's go in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect on the other side. Conceal and Perfect. This is a beautiful foundation because it's full coverage, long wear, matte satin finish. It's like a foundation and a concealer hybrid. Foundation, concealer in one. You can build it up beautifully. It looks just like all of the foundations at Sephora that are high end. It kind of reminds me of old school Estee Lauder Double Wear. It really does. It's like the same formula. I miss the OG. I miss the OG too. It's the best though, and it lasts all day. Super, super long wear. So the cool thing about this foundation is that even though it is really full coverage, super long wear, it's quite hydrating. So if you have dry skin, you'll be completely fine wearing it. Foundation's so good. So this is significantly nicer than this. It really is a night and day difference. And since Milani Conceal and Perfect isn't super expensive, I wouldn't even go down the foundation Dollar Tree aisle. Look at my skin here. Look at all the hyperpigmentation shining through. The color is off. And then here it's like flawless. Drugstore wins in the foundation category. All right, let's move into concealer. So I'm gonna be comparing the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Concealer to the Maybelline Superstay Activewear Concealer. These are also a little bit different, but I really wanted to compare them because they are so similar in shade. When I first kind of found this hydrating serum concealer at the Dollar Tree, I was pretty surprised actually because serum concealers are all the rage right now. Everyone is doing them, everyone is talking about them, and everyone is loving them. And I think the reason for that is because they do not look so dry and crepey under the eyes. I find concealer is such an issue for almost everyone, especially for me, because I have a lot of texture around my eyes. But I also have to be honest, sometimes serum concealers I find so wet that they crease like crazy. So you're not getting dryness, but you're getting like a lot of creasing, and I'm not sure what's worse. Another issue with serum concealers is that I don't find them as full coverage. So if you have like a lot of blueness or a lot of depth, if you're not able to fully cover it and you're creasing, then like you're almost better off not using concealer at all. So that's why I wanted to compare it to this concealer, because this is the up to 30 hour Maybelline concealer. This is a traditional long wear concealer formula, and it has a silicone base, which I actually really like, and it has a natural matte finish. So let's blend that out and we can take a look at the differences. I don't know what is up with all this hyperpigmentation. It just popped up. Since I couldn't cover it with our kind of crappy Dollar Tree foundation, let's try to cover it a little bit with the concealer. See, I don't have to cover anything on this side. It's flawless. This is actually pretty darn good. Coverage is pretty decent too. You can see that it has like it's like a glowier, more hydrated finish. You can still see a lot of my depth here, especially since I didn't color correct and I have a lot of blue tones. But I mean, we want improvement, not perfection, right? I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's blend out this one. Yeah, you can see that this is a much drier formula. Do you see that? See how this is like kind of shiny and hydrating? This one goes on a lot drier. Hey, I actually really like that too. The problem with the hydrated under eye, other than the creasing, like I mentioned, it creases like crazy, is that it draws a lot of like light here. And if you have puffiness like I do, or you have like heavy demarcation from your cheekbone to your under eye, like I have a lot of orbital fat loss here, the hydration can highlight it. Like you can really see all the texture. So sometimes it backfires because this is a dry formula. I have the same amount of puffiness and orbital fat loss and all of the things. I have the same on this eye. This eye isn't worse, but it's kind of smoothed and camouflaged it because it is like satin matte. So who wins the battle in the concealer category? Listen, for me, Maybelline 100%, because I don't really actually like serum concealers. But if you do, you know what? Try it. See if you can find your shade, because it's really good. It's just as good as all the other serum concealers at the drugstore for a fraction of the price. And believe it or not, this is 15 mils and this is 10 mils. So the Dollar Tree one is actually bigger than the drugstore one. That's crazy. Bronzer. So for bronzer, I'm gonna be comparing the B Color Liquid Bronzer with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Contour. And the reason I'm comparing these two is because this bronzer actually leans very, very cool. It's definitely a contour over a bronzer. I'm just gonna say it. Bronzers should be warm. Contours should be cool, right? This is not warm. Now, I know from my other video that this dries down very quick. And when it dries down fast, it does not dry down in a flattering way. It becomes like, you know, you really can't move it. So I'm gonna apply it a little differently than I did in the Dollar Tree video. And I'm just gonna do my forehead, my cheekbone, and a little bit here. We can stamp a little bit here in the jawline. Cool contours are good for snatching the jawline because the sun never hits here, right? So if you want to strengthen up your jawline, like if you have jowls, for example, or extra weight here, you want to always strengthen that up with a cool color, not a warm color. So don't do that with bronzer, do it with contour. Even though this says this is bronzer, it's definitely contour. It's actually not as bad as I initially thought. It just needs a specific application method. And that definitely is to apply it, load your brush, stamp it on. When you do it like this, it's actually quite nice. It does have a little bit of a light reflective finish, which you have to be into. I actually don't mind it. I did not like it at all when I applied it on the face. I thought it was way too much. But when you apply it this way, because it's subtle, it's okay. The only thing with this one that's kind of weird is that it has a very terrible smell. It smells like chemical. It almost smells concerning. Let's compare it to this one, e.l.f. Halo Glow. This one is the contour, so this is a really nice, cool tone as well. I have this in all the shades for my clients, and I do find that this is a fantastic contour. It has a sponge tip applicator, so you can dot and blend. It's a lot creamier than the B Color one. It doesn't dry down in the same way. You have a lot more working time with it. It's a lot more pigmented. Doesn't smell funny. See, actually that is so pigmented, I kind of overdid it. This one's okay in the jawline too, because it's cool. If you ever overdo it with contour or bronzer, just go in with your damp beauty blender and stamp it out. And that will help you blend it a lot because it will pick up that extra color and it will melt everything into the skin beautifully. Yeah, that looks great. Should we do a little nose contour? I think we should. I know I said I don't like applying it directly on the skin, but I think for the nose we can get away with it. So remember when I told you the whole thing that I don't like about serum concealers because they are too wet and creasy? Look, see how much I'm creasing here? I haven't set this with powder. When you set this, it will stop creasing. But look at it compared to the Maybelline one. That's more of a long wear concealer. There's almost no creasing, right? So that's the thing. Pick your poison, you guys, with the serum concealer. Oh, the smell. The smell of this is so crazy. It almost smells like acetone. I don't know. e.l.f., we gotta go easy because it is so creamy. We just gotta stamp on the tiniest bit. Drugstore wins. I'm sorry, I wanna be your hero and like give you all of these Dollar Tree winners, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Brows. For the Dollar Tree, I am using the Cosmic Colors Brow liner. This is actually pretty nice. It has an angle, which is handy. And it also comes with a spoolie, which is so necessary when you are doing a brow to soften the pigment. I'm going to be comparing that to the Brow Stylist Definer Ultrafine Mechanical Pencil by L'Oreal. This is my favorite brow pencil from the drugstore. L'Oreal hits it out of the park with everything that they do. This is super skinny, super fine. They also have a spoolie. They have a great shade range. I picked the shade Ash Brown because it was the closest shade I could get to the Dollar Tree one. I normally use like a little bit of a warmer brown, but it's gonna be fine. And then I'm also gonna use a lash glue. I'm gonna use the NYX, the brow gel, and they obviously copied this. This brow gel is like just like the one from NYX. I think it's actually like a dupe for it, but it's not very good. It makes your brows really crunchy. I've used this a few times and yeah, I have to admit this is a very, very nice brow pencil. I can't believe it's as affordable as it is. It goes on nicely. I find the shade really nice. It's not a weird brown. Sometimes you can get those really orangey browns, you know? So I love that this is a nice, cool brown. And the pigment goes on very nicely. Do you see that? It's great. And the spoolie is nice and firm to really soften out that pigment. Nice. We already know this one is great. Do we not? Super fine tip. You can sketch with it. You can shade with it. The color payoff is great. It stays really well. The shades are great. I think it could be a little softer. I do find that this dries out in my kit sometimes, but for the price point, it's a good pencil. And you couldn't do a formula that's softer with something that's this fine tip because it would break. Firmer formulas also let you sketch hairs and softer formulas don't. Great, but also great. If you want to save some money in this category, Dollar Tree's the winner. Try it. Just try it. Now brow glue. Ugh, guys, I want to like this, but this is the worst brow gel I've ever used in my life. For one, again, it smells weird. For two, it is so crunchy and gross. Like when you put it on, it goes on okay, but then it dries super hard, but not in a good way. It's terrible. And it's hard to get it off your brows. It's goopy. Whereas this one, the Brow Glue by NYX, this has like a really stretchy consistency. And so it's definitely firm and very gluey as well. If you don't like that, you will hate this. If you like something that's a little bit less gluey, get the L'Oreal brow lamination. That one will hold without being gluey. But if you do want something that's a little bit firmer that will hold in a more laminated way, this is actually a really good product. And it doesn't dry down in that weird, flaky, hard, patchy, gross way. I'm really selling the Dollar Tree one, aren't I? But see, it's nice. This one, I mean, it looks okay on camera, but it actually is, it's just don't get it. That's all I gotta say, just don't get it. When you swatch them on your hand, the Dollar Tree one is actually quite a bit darker than the L'Oreal one, but on the brows, you can't really tell that much of a difference. Shadows, you guys are gonna freak when I show you this. I was so excited when I saw this. LA Colors from the Dollar Tree. The reason I think you guys are gonna freak out is because this Rimmel Magnifies Nude Edition Eye Contouring Palette is literally almost identical. Is that not? The color family is the same. I was so surprised when I saw this. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, let's do Dollar Tree first. I'm gonna take my fluffy crease brush and I'm gonna dip into this guy right here. Okay, we're gonna contour that out slightly. There is quite a bit of powderiness to this as a heads up, okay? I can kind of see it flying around everywhere. So I'm just gonna buff that in right here. Do something really soft and natural. Now I'm gonna take that same shade and I'm gonna put it on the entire lid. This is almost like a soft, cooler mauve. But look at that, it's going on very nice. And now I'm gonna grab a flat brush and I'm just gonna grab this lighter tone right here of the purple and I'm going to just brighten up the center of the lid. If you want it to be more intense, you can just take your finger and you can put it on like this. This is how I always apply more metallic or shimmery shades. It will deposit a little bit stronger. See? And that just added a little bit of lightness to the center. Now, if you want to add a little bit more intensity to the outside, you can go in with a darker shade. So like this one right here with a little fluffy crease brush, and you can kind of darken up the outer lash line and extend it into the crease of the eye in like a V. And then I'm gonna take that same color and bring it in underneath. Nice, right? Really legit eyeshadow palette. Now let me see if I can match it as closely as possible. The shades are a little bit different, but not too bad. So I'm gonna go in again with a fluffy crease brush, and this time I'm gonna dip into this guy. Pretty similar. We can buff it right in here into the crease and into the lid, creating an overall wash of color that's smoky. Like, look at that. You can hardly tell the difference, right? And if we want to add some luminescence, we can go in here. This is lighter, but since we added depth with that color, it should be okay. And then we just blend that all out. Listen, sis, these are the same. These are like literally the same. And because of that, Dollar Tree wins it. Next up, liner. Now I'm going to be comparing the La Mercerie eyeliner with the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear eye pencil. These are a little bit different because this is retractable and this is sharpenable. That actually makes them very different. And now that I have a brand with liners, guys, I could talk about liners for like 17 years and I would still have more things to say about them. I know like everything there is to know about liners. 2 years of my life, all I thought about was liners and ingredients and differences. So La Mercerie was created to be like a higher end version of the Dollar Tree makeup. So it's supposed to be a little bit more elevated. It has better packaging, more elegant ingredients. You can see that all over too. Now again, L'Oreal, the best of the best of the best. So this is a very long wear drugstore eyeliner. This one is meant to not necessarily be super creamy, but to resist smudging and fading. So it's actually a very nice eyeliner. So I'm just gonna do a soft line from the outside, kind of midway through. I'm not gonna wing or anything. We're just gonna create a little bit of lash line definition. Now let me tell you something, okay? I hate this eyeliner with a passion. For one, I think it's not a good color. It's supposed to be black, but it almost looks washed out. Not in a soft way, not in like a soft, intentional, soft black, not too harsh way. In like a pigment's been watered down way. I also find it skips in all my little lines. It's hard to blend out. It's patchy. I hate this eyeliner so much. See, like it shouldn't take this long to get a soft line. Whereas this one, sharpenable, this one is actually really nice. Now, this is a stickier liner because it is that super long wear formula. So you're not gonna get that butteriness or the creaminess. You're not gonna be able to smoke this out into like an eyeshadow look. It's not like an eyeliner, cream eyeshadow hybrid like kajal liners are, but it is pretty smudge resistant, budge proof. If you have a lot of issues with watery eyes, you might really like this. I'm not gonna lie, I still find it kind of difficult to work with because I'm now used to working with those kajal, creamy, decadent formulas, and this isn't that, you know? This is literally why I got so obsessed with liners, because I found them so annoying. Can we tight line with this? Let's try. Not really. It's not really going on the waterline. Let's see if this one will glide on the waterline. This glides on better, for sure, than L'Oreal. Of the two liners, Drugstore wins. Only because I hate this eyeliner so much. This one is the Dollar Tree one. Do you see how it almost looks like a washed out black? Really weird shade. And then this one is the one by L'Oreal. It's rich and pigmented. Moving on to mascara. So I want to compare volume to volume here. Okay, so we're gonna do the Cosmic Colors Maximum Volume. There are a lot of mascaras at the Dollar Tree, like a ton of them. I like voluminous lashes in general because my lashes are not that good. So that's why I always reach for the volume formulas. 24-hour Glam Mascara. This has a fluffy wand, whereas the drugstore one I'm comparing it to is L'Oreal Extensionist, and this actually has a plastic wand. So totally different wand, totally different application style. All right, let's give it a go. So this is extremely fragranced. If you have sensitive eyes, I do not suggest buying this. I have a deep level of dislike for this mascara. It just doesn't do anything, you know? Like, how is this voluminous? It doesn't build up at all. Yeah, that's just, it sucks. Okay, let's try the Extensionist by L'Oreal. I've never tried this one. This is my first time using it. This one is focused on length, volume, and curl. I'm not usually a huge fan of the plastic wands, but sometimes they are pretty good, especially for separating. Wow, this is actually really nice. It lengthens and volumizes, like it plumps it up, but in a way that's not too clumpy. It's nice to use this on the bottom lash line too because it's such a small wand. After that eye makeup, I do think we need to go in with a little bit more concealer because we did have a little bit of fallout, so it's making the under eyes just look slightly dark. L'Oreal Extensionist is so much better. You can't even compare, okay? Lip liner. Guys, I tried to get them as close in color as I could. It was much harder than you would think. So we're going to be comparing the LA Colors Auto Lip Liner with Color Riche by L'Oreal. The LA Color one is a really like classic, normal, budget-friendly, everyday lip liner. The L'Oreal one is that as well, but this one is actually designed to prevent lipstick from bleeding in lip lines. It's a long wearing pigment and it's very waxy, so it doesn't kind of move and bleed as much. So I wanted to show you this because if you are struggling with bleeding in the lip line, you might want to check out Color Riche by L'Oreal. It's a pretty good one. And then we're going to do what I always do, which is line the entire lip with it, and we're going to top up with a gloss. So we're going to have a bit of a bold lip situation here. My impression of this is that it's a great lip liner. It glides on really well. It's not patchy. It's clearly quite pigmented. LA Colors for the win. It's good. It's really good. So let's try this L'Oreal one. I tried to get the colors similar, but it's a bit different, which is I'm gonna look a little bit crazy, but that's okay. So this is quite a dry formula. That is because it's long wearing, meant to prevent fading into the lip lines. I want to ask you guys something. When it comes to lip liner formulas, do you prefer things that are a little bit smoother softer and creamier, more emollient? Or do you prefer something that is dry, that won't go into the lip lines? Because I know that is a big issue as we get older and start getting lip lines. They're honestly so similar that I'm gonna give it to the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is the winner in this one because they're so similar. Holy smokes, and it's so affordable. Gloss time. Okay, for the gloss, I'm gonna be comparing this guy, which is Be Pure Lip Gloss. This is just such a tacky little holder, isn't it? Like, it looks like kids makeup. And I'm gonna be comparing it to the NYX Jelly Job. NYX Jelly Job is actually new. I just got it in PR and it's a full-bodied shine gloss, but not sticky. So the smell, this is the thing with Dollar Tree. It smells like kids makeup. It has like a bubblegum smell. I'm not into it at all. The consistency is actually really nice. The smell and the packaging is not good. Now, this is really interesting because the packaging for this one is this plastic wand and I hate it. I do. I have this in a few colors and I do use it all the time, but I don't like this. Like, it doesn't spread well. I don't know. I don't get it. Are we just trying to be trendy? Like, NYX, what's up with that? This has a smell too. It's definitely fragranced as well, but I don't know. I really hate this packaging, for real. A doe foot applicator is fine. Why are we fixing what isn't broken? But the consistency of it is very nice. It's shiny without being sticky. It's got enough pigment that you can see it, but not enough that it's over dominating. Like, if you use it on your bare lips, it gives you a nice wash of color. It's a really nice lip gloss. Of these two, NYX definitely wins, but I'm not feeling the packaging. I'm just not feeling it. LA Colors versus L'Oreal Blush. I love the blush category so much. I did find that the liquid blush by L'Oreal, the Lumi, this is the Lumi La Liquid Blush. I found a really similar shade to this guy, the LA Color Perfection. Again, this looks like kids makeup, but I don't know. I like quirky things like this, so I think it's cute. So let's do the LA Color blush first. I really never wear super pink blushes. I don't like how they look on me, but we're doing it today for you. I can see here that the foundation is looking a little rough. Do you see that? It's a little patchy and like the contour is a little patchy. It's also a little too glittery for my liking. I'm not loving the complexion here. I'm not gonna lie. Whereas the complexion here, like, wowza, look at the difference. And then we can go and apply. It's nice. It's going on nicely. Again, this isn't a blush color that I think looks particularly good on me. I couldn't really find something that looked better on warm, medium skin, like something peachier, something mauvey. You know, these cooler tones of pink typically look better on lighter skin and on cooler skin or neutral skin. So for La Lumi, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hand. Then I'm gonna pick it up with a foundation brush. This is BK109. It's a small, compact foundation brush, but it works really well for cream blush too. So I've primed my bristle there. So this is the thing with liquid formulas that I really love, liquid and cream formulas. I just find that you get a more youthful look to the face when you use a cream blush. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that this side and this side would be almost identical, but there is a massive difference. Like, this looks refined and expensive, polished and professional, whereas this looks clownish and amateur. Doesn't it? Doesn't it though? You know what it is too? This concealer, even though it's not a bad concealer, doesn't have the power that I need to cover. Whereas this one has really smoothed out my under eye. This one just didn't. Well, that's that. Here is the finished look. Dollar Tree side, drugstore side. Says it all, doesn't it? Up next on the channel, you can watch the original Dollar Tree video right here, or you can watch what YouTube thinks that you're gonna like the most. Either way, I'll see you over there.